If you manage to make money in an altcoin bear market, then you're probably going to do very well in the crypto bull market. And today I would like to show you how I am making money in the bear market with one specific project called Seedify. What the downsides are, what the upsides are, and how much I actually made so far. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notification, and let's get right into it. Now that's nice, right? I'm getting $100,000 vested over the coming 2 years, give or take. And if the bull market really hits, this could be a lot more. Now, wow. And let's talk about Seedify token, SFUND as well, and something else very interesting in microcap that they are currently building. Now, for the people that wonder, is this video sponsored by Seedify? How much are you getting paid for this content? Nothing, and the chart looks fucked up, so I can't say that. That's nice, right? But that's a good thing. This is an opportunity. If you believe in Seedify, what they are building and what they are doing, then you should be happy with the fact that you can buy more tokens instead of less tokens, right? Don't be so bearish. See it as an opportunity. So their native token SFUND is currently sitting at 57 cents of the moment of recording. And could it go lower? Yeah, it could go lower. It could go way lower if you ask me. But this is a huge opportunity. What does Seedify do? They release new projects related to metaverse, gaming, AI, DeFi these days, you'll name it. And if you catch a good project in the bull run, which can make 100x or more, then you are happy that you could have gotten a high tier over here instead of a low tier over here. You might feel like, FOMO, are you again a YouTuber that talks about 100x's? Like, come on, be realistic. Okay, to be realistic, a 700x, 185x, 170x, 109x. This was all in end of 2021. What was that? The top of the bull market. In the bull market, new projects do amazing. Is it that SpinTop or Blocktopia or Sidus or Cryowar are such insane good projects? Not necessarily. They just had the right time, the right moment. That's the same. Doesn't matter. It all came together at the right time and the right place. And that will happen in the next bull run as well. Because guess what? New projects get released in the bull run as well. And not only in the bear market. So yeah, and a lot of projects that released, their current ROI is down way from their, IDO price. But that's also because these projects released in the bull market and they get vested in the bear market. Now, a bear market kills, tokens anyway. But if you have a big vesting, yeah, that's a good combination to get wrecked completely. But now it's more that we have a bull market on the horizon. And if we now invest in projects, they get vested in a bull market. And if a project now comes out and does a 10x, maybe by the time you get it vested, it's a 50x. That could already happen. Therefore, I'm super interested in launchpads. Now, you may ask yourself, like, why Seedify in specific? There are more launchpads, of course. Yes, it is, of course, true that there are more launchpads. If you look over this year, though, Seedify is not anymore the best performing launchpad, but BSC pad really had one IDO that did well. So how accurate is that really? Seedify with 14 IDOs has 100% ROI, which is of course super great for a bear market. I'm also interested in Engine Starter and in Pools Finance and in Decubate, and ChainGPT is doing well so far. But Seedify is, in my opinion, by far the most innovative. You have to stake your Seedify tokens to be liable for these launches. And if you stake your tokens, you also get seed staking points. And for having these seed staking points, you also get tokens of their incubated project. So you do not actually have to participate to get tokens anyway. And that's something that makes Seedify very unique. They are also super transparent. They're building Seed World. I'm gonna come back to that because they have a native token, which is extremely micro cap, and I'm a big investor in that token as well. But I want to get back to the Seedify price once again. Is the chart bullish? No, there's nothing bullish about this chart. There was a big downtrend and it even broke down. We had this resistance here, support here, support here, support here, and now it broke down. It's only a question, how far could it go down? It could go down very far, and this is a calculation that I have made before, but I think it's pretty realistic to look at it like this. Seedify is paired with BNB. BNB, however, depends quite a lot on Bitcoin. Bitcoin depends quite a lot on the S&P, for example, or the macro basically. And the S&P relies quite a lot on, the overall macro conditions. Now, probably a recession coming up. So let's start with the S&P. First off, people say, well, the S&P is going to make new highs and it's going to bring crypto to the moon. Well, even if the S&P is going to make new highs, it doesn't mean that Bitcoin is going up, because in the pre-halving years that we had before, like 2019 and 2015, Bitcoin also crashed at the second half of the year. Now, if we go back to 2019 and we say, let's say September, where we are right now, the S&P was also making new highs right here, but still it crashed, and that caused Bitcoin to crash as well. Now, you could say, yeah, COVID, Black Swan, crypto was already going down before COVID came, so that's not really an argument right there. And even if we take a look at 2015, also July, September, August, give or take that area, the S&P was also making new highs. After that, it also crashed, and not that hard, but this was a double bottom for Bitcoin. This was a double bottom, a slightly lower low even. So it doesn't take much for Bitcoin to go down. Now, coincidentally, Bitcoin also from the second half of this year starts to go down. This is what we have been talking about on the channel for months already. This was written on the wall, basically. So we could have seen this coming. I think Bitcoin could definitely see the lower 20s, and that's not that good for altcoins, of course. Now, then we have to take a look at BNB, because if Bitcoin takes a big hit, then you can imagine that BNB will take a big hit as well, right? However, the problem is, how much room does BNB actually have to take a big hit? Of course, we could take a look like, yeah, okay, 185, give or take, is an area for Bitcoin, for BNB where it could bounce. But what if it doesn't hold that? Then it's pretty much straight down towards $40. Now, that's a problem, because Seedify is paired with BNB. And if, you know, it's not that Seedify has been outperforming BNB. Matter of fact, BNB has been outperforming Seedify. This is Seedify on its BNB pair. So if the S&P goes down, Bitcoin goes down. If Bitcoin goes down, BNB goes down. If BNB goes down and Seedify is already losing against BNB, how do you think Seedify on its dollar pair is going to look like? So it could be sitting at 57 cents. Maybe I'm completely wrong, right? Maybe this is the bottom now, finally. I've been calling for the fact that it's not the bottom for a long time, and I'm happy because I did not throw any money away because of that. And maybe it is now. But if I look at these charts, I feel like, yeah, well, you know, Seedify is still losing against BNB. BNB looks like it's going to fucking crash if Bitcoin takes a little hit. And does it look like super unrealistic for Bitcoin to take a little hit? That's the question. Oh, no, unfortunately not. So if, you know, Seedify goes down against its BNB pair another like 22%, you know, that's a very reasonable goal. Well, if BNB stays where it is right now, that's the best case scenario, then it would basically mean that Seedify goes down another 20% from this point, and that will take it to around 45 cents. Okay, best case scenario. Therefore, I have this checked off right here. Worst case scenario, I could see it go towards 25 cents. Could it go lower? Could it go to 10 cents? Yes, anything is possible, but we have to draw the line somewhere, right? And I think this is a pretty decent DCA area. Also, considering the fact that Seedify, the low was sitting at around 30 cents last cycle, basically. It does absolutely not mean that it cannot go lower this cycle, though. Don't get me wrong. But we have to have some point as a reference. So to get the highest tier in Seedify, so you can allocate the most money in their new launches in the bull market, which did hundreds of X's weekly last time as well, you have to have 100,000 Seedify tokens. You can get less to get a lower tier, but you know, the higher your tier, the more money you will make. So 100,000 tokens, yeah, if you bought at the top of the last bull market, it was $18, so you would have paid $1.8 million to get the highest tier. Yeah, that's of course ridiculous. Seedify was insane expensive. And you could say like, hey, Seedify is now crashing really hard. You can also say like, hey, Seedify is finally not being retarded expensive anymore. And Seedify is finally becoming worth it again. Because you can say whatever you want. Engine Starter was a lot cheaper, and they released quite of the same projects lately. Engine Starter was outperforming Seedify, really. Also, to be honest, the Seedify website, the basics, they don't work that well lately. So I do really think that Seedify, I love it. It's my biggest holding, but they got the basics. They are pure amateurs lately. I hate to say it. I really hate to say it. But the claiming, it doesn't work. The communication, it's a lot of over-promising and under-delivering. And they will probably get their shit together is what I think and what I hope. But one thing that concerns me a little bit is their new project. Their new project is Seed World. And this is basically a metaverse where you can build your own metaverse. It is insane. It looks fantastic. I love what they are building. They have their other token, SNFTS, attached to that as well. They are going to start an NFT marketplace. This is super micro cap at the moment of recording. Looks beautiful. I love what they are building. But I do feel like, if you cannot build a website that just functions, I can even do that. How are you going to build a complete metaverse? They don't have the priorities together at all. They also released a meme token, which Seedify released it, and they are sitting at a market cap that I feel like, what is this? Like, they are fucking around. Like, come on, get your shit together, really, because they don't have a great reputation lately, and they are, sorry to put it like that, but by far at this moment not the best launchpad at all, by far. But I do know that the team eventually will get their shit together. I don't know why, but they have a reputation. They build good stuff. They are quite transparent usually, but they have to be more out there at the moment. And I think it's also just bear market FUD. If they survive this, they are going to survive everything. It's always the question, will Seedify survive, right? Do they have enough runway? Are people not going to crash and give up on the project? Does the team still believe in, what if Bitcoin crashes to 20K? Maybe the team believes that it's all over right now, the bear, and it's going up. What if they get taken by surprise? How do they manage to do that? There's a lot of competition. Like, it's not the only launchpad. There are a million launchpads out there. What makes Seedify the best? Because it's supposed to be the most, the best top number one launchpad. Well, at this point, it's not. But that's good, because if it was, then the price would reflect that as well. I'd rather invest in a Seedify, which is down and promising, than a downmaker, which is super expensive and is quite, doing just well, right? Like, I believe in the silent one. So as you can see, I invested here a little money in Solidus AI Tech, $1,750. I got $700 in return already and still have $4,000 to get vested. So that did pretty well, right? But I also in Sophiaverse invested $5,800, got $3,500 back, and I still have $24,000 to get vested. That's not bad. I made a 5x in a bear market. Can this token go down? Of course, but it can also go up, right? So overall average 5x. In a bear market, that's definitely not bad. Especially not with such an amount of money. Hypercycle is a project on the low, which is doing great. Vested $9,500. Got $7,000 and well, this almost in return, and still got almost $50,000 in return to get vested. That's insane money for a bear market. Right? If you want to aim for 100x's and all of that in a bear market, go ahead, try to be lucky. But I am really proud on the fact that I am playing it as safe as possible and still pulled off more than a 5x on some decent investment. That's not bad. And I will make a follow-up also on how Sophiaverse and Solidus are doing, because these projects are amazing. I love what they are building, and I think they have a very bright future. ChainGPT, by the way, did fantastic as well, now sitting at a 6x, but I invested $1,900, already got $5,000 in return and still got $6,000 to go, right? That's just with Seedify, also invested through Engine Starter, but ChainGPT did like a 35x or something like that. Incredible projects that are doing fantastic, and this is bear market stuff, right? I invested 69,000 overall, but that's also including the projects that I already got vested here, right? Like all these older projects. The 100K that I'm getting is from only these couple of projects, right? This is pure bear market. This is from ChainGPT. This was in April. If you look at the altcoin market, April was here. This is the altcoin bear market. So how do you think it's going to look when we are in the bull? It's going to be way better. And therefore, I created the project What Do You Mean? There we invest collectively in these launchpads with insane high allocations. And if you stake the What Do You Mean token, you can claim your share of our profits. Because I believe a lot in new projects, launchpads, everything. Like, we only need a bull run, and then it will come. It will come. About Seedify price, real quick, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. Will it ever go back to all-time highs? Well, I'm not saying it won't, because everything is possible, but it's not likely to me. For one very simple reason, Seedify has way more tokens in circulation now than it had back then. Very simple. Around that time of the bull market, Seedify had 21 million tokens in circulation. Now, however, they have 50 million tokens in circulation. By the time the next bull market hits, they have closer to 60, let's say. So there are three times more tokens than in circulation. So is it, possible for Seedify to go back to $18? It could, but $6 is basically the new $18. So that's why that's why I think, like, okay, this is doable around $6. I must say they can go higher, of course, because Seedify now is maybe by then is a better product than what it was over here, right? Also, I think crypto gaming will be way bigger than what it was over here. So that compensates a little bit. But something to compensate that is, like I said, there are also more launchpads and all. So there's more competition. So why do people specifically need Seedify, right? I don't know, right? People can also step into pools, engine started, chain GPT, DQbait, DAO, like, call it, like, there are hundreds. So $6 is quite my target, but that's a 10x on the token from here, right? If you purely do it for the token, well, it's clean 10x, I think. But if Seedify goes to 30 cents, yeah, we don't have to use this, but then it's a clean 20x, right? So it depends, like, not only on your exit, but also your entry point. But this is not even what you should focus on too much. It's not about making a 10 or 20x with this. If you can make hundreds of x's with projects that they release in the bull market, then this should not even matter for you. If you invested, you now need 50K to be in the top tier. If you do that, then 50K in the bull market is going to be peanuts for you. It's nothing. And YouTube, don't demonetize me. I said peanuts, okay? Not well. So I do think that Seedify can offer people a lot of money as long as they survive. Will they? That's the question. I cannot give you that answer, and unfortunately there is nobody on the whole planet freaking Earth that can give you that answer. That's a risk that you have to take yourself. This is my take on Seedify. If you like the video, shout out to the Patreon members. If you want to get early access on a lot of good shit, exclusive videos, trading courses, etc., follow my portfolio, then definitely check that out. For now, like the video. See you soon.